Alright, shalawam. First off, I want to say all praises to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, Kodash, double honor to our apostles and elders at GMS, and to the elect doing the work in sincerity and in truth. Shalawam. There's GMS Precepts, Nazar Khad here, and I got a few articles here. As you can see, this is I'll leave all these like I do in the description. Um, it's a concern about these civil protests. Right now, we understand that civil protests, sedition among men, all those are going to be signs of the Lord's return, right? Um, Now we can see that it's a concern for these big companies, right? This article it says global soaring civil unrest and protest activity concerns insurers, right? So now we see that these big companies they're starting to be concerned with the rise of all these protests, all these um, sedition among men. You just had recently, and that's not only here in America, that's all over the world, right? But you have, you just had concerning about sedition among men. You just had somebody tried to bomb. I believe it was either the mayor or the governor's house in Pennsylvania, right? And you see this a lot. You see a lot when these politicians, um, get attacked or get threatened by regular civilians, right? You had the dude Louis Mangione. He shot the CEO of that insurance company, right? So whether and that story was all fishy, and who knows about the story with the dude that bombed or he tried to set fire to the mayor's house. All those stories sound fishy. Regardless of the fact if they're a false flag or not, it's still the reality of it happened, and it's still um, resulting in um, companies and CEOs and politicians and government responding to that to those threats, right? Right, and I'm gonna show you in this video, right? I got another article of their response, right? So this is obviously a concern with these politicians, with these CEOs. It's a concern about these protests. It's a concern about how the people are starting to get upset with them, right? Let me go to what is it? This is another article. Civil unrest now Civil unrest now the major political violence concern for businesses around the globe. Ooh, look at this. Also, religious and political terrorism on the rise, right? So this is all gonna tie in, right? This is an article, like I said, I'll leave this in the description. Also, soaring civil unrest and protest activities concerns companies and insurers, right? So, like I said, what's gonna be their response to all these, um, all the political violence and the civil unrest, and as well as the surge or the rise in religious, quote unquote, political and religious terrorism? What's their response, right? We can see a glimpse of their response, right? So this is in the article. This is the first Robocop, as they want to put it, in Thailand. The world's first true Robocop unveiled as cops deploy Cyborg 1.0 with facial recognition 360 cameras for eyes, right? And if you scroll down, this is like I said in Thailand. He's capable of. Let's see what he's capable of. Thailand's first unveiled, first ever RoboCop. So this is what he sees. He can see 360 degree. He can see all around him. Um, and he's able to detect and stop crime. This nigga's got a gun. He's got I'm sorry. It says weapon detection technology, but I believe he has a gun also. I believe he has a weapon. I could be mistaken. I thought I saw in this article he had a weapon. Um, and this is another one in China. I got that article pulled up as well. The Cyborg, let's see here. It says the Cyborg is also able to detect weapons, including the knives and wooden sticks. This comes after an army of spherical Robocops were spotted rolling around cities across China. So now China is getting involved with this, with the Robocops. China's sci-fi spherical Death Star, like Robocops, uses AI facial recognition to track criminals. Now, I don't know. This is a Tesla. I don't want to play this video. It might not be a Tesla. That's another robot. I don't want to. China's new humanoid robot shows off its strength at 35 pounds. Right. So that's another robot. But this is this is the spherical RoboCop. He's able to stop crime. I don't know how. He's gonna roll. Has to roll over a nigga. But this is the thing, right? And we know that China, they already have. They used. They have the dog. They already have those dogs, right? They have those dogs. They have them with guns on their back, shooting fire and all this. Excuse me. So we're getting a glimpse of what these companies are gonna lean towards. They're gonna lead towards AI, and they're gonna lead towards robots to fight back against all this political pressure and the sedition they're getting from the people, as well as the civil unrest. This is what they're gonna use to fight back, right? And also they're gonna use that to combat the soar of religious political terrorism on the rise. And you know who they talking about with that, right? They mention Islamists, right? But you best believe they're gonna throw the Hebrews in there as well, right? They're gonna have them under all on one umbrella, right? So China police robot patrol streets. This is another robot they got, and this is recent. This is March 4th, right? A week or so ago. Okay, patrolling the streets, for the surge in protests and all this and that, man, right? And this is something they're prepping for, right? Military robots and the laws of war, right? And don't believe this is actually a thing. You actually have people that are trying to fight against the creation of these Robocops, man. Stop Killer Robots. This is a website. You go in here, you sign a petition. Governments and companies are rapidly developing weapons systems with increasing autonomy using new technology and artificial intelligence. These killer robots could be used in conflict zones by police forces and in border control. A machine should not be allowed to make a decision over life and death. Let's act now to protect our humanity and make the world a safer place. Too bad, bitch. This ain't gonna happen, right? So this is what the future is, man. This is their response for the global surge of civil unrest, and we can tie that into prophecy by we can tie this into this religious surge, time of Jacob's trouble, right? Also, not only, I'm not saying they're gonna just solely use these robots on Israelites or on Islamists or whatever. They're gonna use it on the regular people too. Let me pull up this article. When you see shit like this, this is a day ago. Victim 37, whose corpse was you read that abused on NYC subway, was hardworking father and a man heartbroken. Right, so this guy was deceased And not only was he robbed by a woman, he was he was raped by a guy. And not, they just showed the picture of the dude. That's a guy that died on the subway, and he was not only robbed by somebody. Somebody came after. I don't know if it was a few minutes and 10 minutes or whatever, and raped him. Um, you see, widow of man whose corpse was allegedly abused on a New York subway tells of shock. Okay. Um. Yeah. So they gonna need robots. That's why they're gonna use the robots for regular people like you. So this is why I mean, and I'll quote this. And the people that did this to this dude were Jake, right? That was a Jake right there, and then there was a black woman that robbed him. Um, and this is why, and I'm gonna quote Apostle Gabar, and I remember he said this years ago. It stuck with me. Um, this is why I don't bust. This is why I don't get too upset about 2/3, man. Right? Because 2/3, they can't get this. They're not gonna come in the kingdom, man. The way they are. Here it is. The righteous are gonna change. They can't. The righteous can't come as they are now. They gotta have a new spiritual body and a new mind and a new spirit in order to be delivered up out of here. Okay, and that's the elect. The 2/3. Listen. The 2/3 have to be there. There has to be somebody that's going to be a part of that group, and it's going to be the majority of the nation of Israel. So this is why, like, look, that the person that raped a corpse and then robbed a corpse. See, that's the dude that raped the corpse. Okay, and the picture of the other person, they're not showing them. I guess you can't see it. It was a so-called nigga woman. But yeah, man. Majority of our people need death, man. That's that, man. Um, but that's gonna bring a lot. That's gonna bring a time of Jacob's trouble. It's gonna get bad out here, man. It's gonna get bad. So that's pretty much it. I'll leave these articles in the description. Y'all brothers and sisters can check it out. We're willing y'all were edified. Until the next show. Shalom.